Welcome to David's Progress.
Hi guys, welcome to today's episode. And today I'm talking about finding balance in an unbalanced life. And this makes so much sense because there's just imbalance everywhere. Everywhere. In the animal kingdom, in the plant kingdom, among human beings, among men, among women, among children, among adults, among literally everywhere. Some people are rich, some people are poor, some people are tall, some are short, some are fat, some are skinny, some are brilliant, some are dull, some are fast, some are slow, some are slow. There are all those differences. And there's nobody that is there's nobody on the worst extreme of every end, because we think about everything in terms of this is good and this is bad. For example, people would say, I'd rather be tall than short. A lot of people prefer tall to short. There are people in the world that prefer short, but there are a short number of people. Or rich and poor. Most people prefer rich, There are some people that prefer poor for whatever reason. I don't know. Whatever the case, but there's so much imbalance in life that you're just like, is it possible to find balance at any point? Is it possible for everything to just make sense at any point in life? Or is it possible? Truthfully, let me tell you the simple answer. There is no possibility that everything will be balanced. There is no possibility that everybody will be rich enough. Everybody will be, equality. Everybody will be equal in it's not even possible, And thinking about it in the context of the reason why it's not even possible, one of the major reasons is nature in itself is not balanced. There's a balance in nature and there's also an imbalanced nature. The balance in nature in the context of, there's rain and there's sun. There's drought and there's famine. There's harvest and there's seed time. There's all of those things. There's abundance and then there is when there isn't as much. But the point right now is that everything can be imbalanced and you want to find balance in that imbalance. But let me read a quote to you by Thomas Sowell. At least I watch and listen to him a lot. He says, life doesn't ask us what we want. It presents us with options. And economics is one of the ways of trying to make the most of these options. And this makes so much sense to me because when I think about it, I'm just like, there are things that I was born with that are just like that. I didn't even have to try to be good at them. And some other people are born with some other type of things that they didn't even have to try to be good at them. And some people are good at stuff that I'm not good at. I'm good at stuff that they are not good at. And that's life. And that's why trade by barter kind of makes sense. And that's why, money evolved in that sense, because some people are just like, I'd rather climb than run. So some people will hunt, some people will tap palm wine. And then when it's time, we'll exchange, But in life, there are still equalizing factors. And let me give you a funny twist. So think about this. When you see we categorize things typically as good and bad. So for example, when you're small, you think, okay, that's the lower part. I don't like that. There's teacher students. So teacher is more powerful than students. There is tall. Tall is better than short. But have you seen a short teacher beating a tall student? Yeah, that happens. And what's the difference? It's because some factors are higher than some other factors. So the fact that you're tall or short is not as important as whether you're a teacher or a student. You get that? So even in the differences, there are hierarchies. So a short teacher would discipline a tall student, even though by height you would expect that, the tall would dominate the short. It doesn't work like that. It's like a black rich person can be racist to a poor white person because the rich person is the one that's powerful. Or so for example, let's think about color and wealth, right? Color and wealth are two different things, but I'm sure you'd rather be a rich black man than a poor white man, or even a rich black woman than a poor white man. Because, somehow in society there is man is the oppressor, woman is the oppressed, all of those things happen. But there are some things that are greater than others, So these are those equalizing factors. So for example, if you were born short, That's not the end. Like, you're short, okay, that's fine. First of all, you didn't kill anybody. But second of all, if you want to find balance in life, you want to go out for some other types of things. Like wealth. Wealth can be an equalizer. Like academic prowess. Academic prowess can be an equalizer. So a short, brilliant person is going to be more regarded than a tall, dull person. And what the difference would be is one person is putting in more effort at one thing. So if the short person is like, you know what, maybe, why do I keep using tall and short? I mean, I'm not that short, but I'm kind of short. So you want to find a way to balance in those ways. And of course, it's not even the promise of, oh my God, when I finally do that, life is finally going to be balanced. No, that's not it. It's just that life has a way of, giving people opportunity to level up in one way or the other, But another thing that you want to realize also is that everybody has their greatness. And what you want to do is focus on your greatness. For example, most of the people that do shot puts, for example, as a sport, are people who are bulky. Most of the people who do long distance race are people who are skinny. Most of the people who do wrestling, like sumo wrestling, are people who have more weight. Most of the people who do UFC are people who are skinnier. Most of the people who lift weights are people who are chubbier. So there are those things that chubby people can do, that slim people can do. Slim people can do that chubby people can do. I saw this funny meme thing on Twitter where someone says, I don't want a slim wife because bone is for dog and flesh is for man. I'm just like, what? So all the skinny people that had been, oh my God, I'm skinny and I love it. They're like, somebody else doesn't like something that's skinny. But the point is, focus on your greatness. Life is going to be forever imbalanced. Accept that and be at peace. But what you want to do is don't focus on the imbalance. Focus on what you can do to level up. So if you are at one end that is not great, find something else that is changeable. Some things aren't changeable. Leave them and proceed. Your height is not changeable. The color of your skin is supposed to be not changeable, but your sex is not changeable, but in today's world, that's possible. Focus on your own greatness. Focus on the things that you're good at, and focus on the opportunities that are bound to the greatness that you have. So if I want to be a great athlete, as somebody who is big, I'm going to train in short puts. I'm not going to say, I must be slim so I can run. You'll be wasting your time. It's possible, but why go that far when you can go this short distance, So focus on your greatness. Focus on the things that come easy to you. Focus on the things that are natural to you. Focus on the things that will be easier for you to do. You have those things. Stop looking at someone else. Stop looking at another person's greatness. You have a greatness in you. You want to focus on those things. Those things that seem to be disadvantages for you. I remember, there's usually the white and black person. I remember it was Vodi Bocham who was in the sermon and he was talking to people and it was like, his dark skin, and he was like, you guys don't beef me because God gave me more melanin than you, And that was him just appreciating the fact that he was black. And that's just a perspective. Like, the fact that you're black or white, of course, they have their different stigmas in real life for whichever case. But that's not what I'm here to discuss. I'm just discussing the fact that don't feel down or sad or bad because of whatever it is that you have naturally. Those things may not change anytime soon. Accept them, move, and focus on the things that are changeable. What are the things that are changeable? The things that require your efforts, like passing in class. You can read more. You can study more. You can work harder. Different things, skills. You can develop skills. Skills are not inborn, although people have natural abilities that enable some skills to be better. And as a matter of fact, you don't have to be the best. Who told you have to be the best? You don't. You don't have to be the best. No, you don't. You can't be the best. If you are not the best, you're not going to die. You are completely fine if you're not the best. But the point is, do the most that you can. Focus on your greatness. Move in your direction. Exert as much energy as you can, but don't kill yourself. Because when you die, life will move on. And what's going to happen? Nothing. All right? So find those equalizers. Find those things that you can do, to enable yourself to scale up in whatever way possible, regardless of what disadvantages in quote you have, which may not be disadvantages depending on how you look at it. All right, so focus on your greatness, okay? And be the best you can be.